Hey everyone, my name is Matt McGonigal, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of StrengthPortal, and I couldn't be more excited to introduce you to our company today. So first of all, what is StrengthPortal? We're a software platform for fitness businesses to manage and scale training services. A little bit about us. Our company was founded in 2014. We're currently headquartered in San Diego, California, plus we do have a team that's scattered across the US working with us remotely. My co-founder and I were actually inspired to build fitness business software by the fitness and health professionals that are in our family and friend groups. So who do we work with? We actually work with everyone from multi-location gym chains to regional chains that are rapidly expanding, and we also work with local single-location gyms and studios. So what are our goals at StrengthPortal? Well, above all else, we want to be able to help you build an indestructible fitness business. So with that in mind, we're trying to design software for your teams to use as lifelong employees. We truly believe that's possible. For the first time today, we think that when a trainer enters the industry, they're actually going to be able to work with your business from start to finish. We want to be able to make the average personal training career of less than 3 years a thing of the past. So a key part of that is that at StrengthPortal, we're trying to design software that allows you to increase your training revenue through scalable services to achieve those two other goals. So what are the training services that we support? Our platform allows fitness pros to manage and track one-on-one private training if you're training in person, semi-private training if it's one coach working with multiple clients, and we also support new scalable training services that can increase your revenue right away, such as hybrid training, which is the combination of in-person and remote, and online training, if you're sending a program to be tracked by a client all on their own. What does our software platform tools look like? Well, we have two main parts. First, we have a responsive web app, and it's going to be used in a few different ways. The master account is going to be used by the management team to create and manage all the workout programming and the exercise library content that's available to all the fitness professionals. Fitness professionals are going to be logging in through desktop and laptops to write out their workout programs in advance and look over all their client data. If you're tracking workouts on the floor, you're typically probably going to be using a tablet and logging in through our browser to use the responsive web app, and that allows you to access the workouts to be able to track on the floor with the clients super fast and efficiently. Now you can finally replace the spreadsheets that you're using or pen and paper. And then lastly, we also have a mobile app, and it can be used by trainers to track the workouts on the floor with clients if they'd like on iOS or Android. And if you're doing online remote training, you can send workouts for the clients to access by logging in, viewing the workout programs, tracking the data, and all that data is going to come back to you as a training team to view over time. So let's take a look over at the platform. First things first, what we're going to be looking at here is as if I'm an account manager at a gym, and you're going to be looking at the organization page. So the organization page is designed for a few specific things. Number one, this is the page where you're going to go through to set up your Mindbody integration. So we do have an account manager that when you sign up that will be working with you to go through this process together. There's kind of two main paths here. Number one, if you're a single location gym or studio, you'll be able to come on and actually go through the entire process yourself. It's pretty easy. You'll take your Mindbody site ID, you'll go to add users, you'll be able to import users, and you'll be able to connect your Mindbody account all on your own. After you do that, it will pull in all of your staff members and your clients, and then you'll be able to select which staff and client members that you want to be able to invite to use the platform. If you are a multi-location Mindbody customer, this is a little bit more complicated, so we're actually going to go through the process and do it for you. But main point is, after we've turned on the Mindbody integration, you're going to be able to go to this organization page to see your full training team, see all the clients, and you'll be able to click on the trainers to view their account activity over time. So you'll be able to see a trainer-specific client list and all their activity data across the platform. You can see how many programs have been enrolled for a client overall, how many sessions that have been completed, when their most recent enrollment is, their last activity. So all this is super helpful for you if you're a manager, so you can be able to view all the activity data and access it so you can actually collaborate and work with your trainers to ensure that they're using the platform in a way that's going to be most beneficial and efficient for their specific workflows. So going over to the exercise library, this is completely customizable. When you log in to start, you will have a starting set of over 800 exercises available for you to use. About 300 of these have videos that you can access, and you can actually customize this with your own videos, your own content, however you see fit. You do have the ability to add not only exercises, but exercise groups as well. As you see here, I've actually organized a list of exercises into a few key groups such as hinge, deadlift, lower body, single leg, upper body pull, upper body push. And this is just one more level of organization that's available for you within your exercise library. So, going back, the main point here is that this content is going to be available to all your trainers when they're writing their programs. So it's going to be fast and efficient. It's going to take a lot of work off their hands from having to do it themselves from scratch. Now it's going to be consistent across every trainer program and every single location overall, which is really cool. All right, going over to the program management tool, there's a lot of depth here because this is really the key of the entire platform. First things first, when I click into it, I'm going to be looking at the program section with my library. These are all the program templates that I've written and designed, customized for my specific clients. But if I click over to Team Library, you'll see that there's a new list of session templates that are available. This is actually really cool. The difference between a My Library program template and a Team Library program template is that a Team Library program template is going to be a program that you make available for your entire training team. When they log in, they're not just starting from scratch. Now they have all these templates available that they can make copies of and personalize to really make the process of programming super efficient. Think of it kind of similar as Google Docs. When you make a copy, now you have program 1 and then program 2. And on program 2 that the trainer makes the copy of, they can do whatever they want to it without affecting program 1. So if I do take one of these programs, I can easily make a copy of it and I can pull it over to my library as I was just referring to. So let's click into one of these programs to see what the programming tool actually looks like. So I've written up a template example here that will give you a little bit of a feel for the programming tool within StrengthPortal. So first at the very top, you have the program title. You can name it whatever you want. Kind of a typical nomenclature I might use might be client name and maybe the purpose of the program and maybe roughly the time frame that I'm going to be enrolling the program for. After that, we're at the first week of workout sessions, and I'm going down to the first workout session right here. So the first things first, workout session title, you can name this whatever you like. I'm just doing full body, general A, and then full body, general B to do some kind of high level programs labeling. Then you have the ability to add notes for a session just to kind of frame like what the goals are. Then you get down to workout sections. So think of these as you can break up the program to say here's like warm up, here's the lifting section, and here's cardio. If you don't want to just group everything together and you want to be able to get a little bit more specific with your programming for your clients. So within that, you have the exercises. You have exercise data that you can add, such as RPE, rest periods, tempo. And after that, you have the meat of this, which is the exercise metrics themselves. When you add an exercise, I'll start with trap bar deadlift here, you'll see that every exercise starts with sets, then reps, then weight. And these other exercise metrics can actually be changed based off the exercise type. Going to the next one, as you see with push-up, obviously you don't need any weight, so it has sets and reps. And then going down to exercise bike, for example, I have sets, distance, and time, which you can see if you can expand this right here, all the metric options available. So really important for you to know is that this workout programming tool was designed in mind to try to make the process of writing personalized programs as efficient as possible. So there's a whole lot of features baked in here that will save you time. Really good example is if I click the session menu, the 3 dots over here, it shows how much personalization there is. You can move sessions forward or backwards to adjust the order. You can take a session and you can move it from week 1 to week 2, for example. You can add a new session. You can copy that session and then copy it somewhere else. And you actually have something that we call session templates, which means that you can take one session, make a copy of it, and then you can use that session as a template to be able to pull into any workout program that you're writing across the entire platform. So I'll give you a quick example here just to kind of show you step by step what that might look like. I'll do add a session after, go here, now I have session 3, and I want to be able to use a template and not have to write a whole session from scratch because that takes some time. So I'll go to team templates. Here's a list that my account manager has made available to me. If I click full body general A, give it a moment, and boom. That session template has been pulled in, and now I don't have to write any of that from scratch. So there's a lot going on here. You can get really personalized. The most important thing here is that we know that you, as a fitness professional, are probably going to be blocking off and spending a few hours a week writing personalized programs for your clients. So we're trying to build as many tools and features as possible to allow you to write whatever program you want to as fast as possible so you can get back to doing what you do best, which is just working with your clients directly. So let's go through the process of enrolling a client into a program and looking at their client profile. So coming over here, I'm going to click into an example client that I have set up. Overview page, you're going to see a few different things. So first, you're going to see recent activity, which has all the data that's been tracked over time for your specific client. I'll go over to programs, and I'm going to enroll the client into a program. So when I pull up a program for a client and I select that program, there's 2 different paths. First, you can enroll the client into a private program, and this is meant more for if you're doing private one-on-one training and you don't want to share that program with that client. The other option is enroll share with client. And what that does is it actually triggers out an invitation email for the client to be able to log into the mobile app and then view that workout program and track it. So if you're looking to do hybrid or online programming, that's the path that you'll be able to use to get them involved and use the mobile app. For right now, I'm going to do enroll private program. We'll let this load, and then we can take a look at what it looks like. So previously we were over in the program library, which is more meant for programming for a client before you get on the floor with them. But if you're using a tablet, logging into the browser, and you're looking to track on the floor, and it's already enrolled, it's going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to click track session to go into the tracking view. So what you're going to be able to see here is it doesn't look perfectly designed for the screen, but this is actually a responsive view. So if you're looking at it on a tablet, it's going to adjust to match the screen size, and then the workout tracking session is going to be super efficient for you to use with your clients. So as you can see here, it's all the information from before, but you're going through piece by piece. And the more information that you have already kind of pre-programmed, then the more efficient your tracking will be while you're on the floor with the client. So I have the exercises, I can go through and just follow it. And at the end, I would hit complete workout and all that data would get saved, which is really cool. But there's a few kind of layers here that are actually really interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and click on trap bar deadlift. And you'll see this new section pop up on the right-hand side, which has all this data that's built up over time for that client for the specific exercise. So within this, you'll see exercise history. So every single time that trap bar deadlift has been tracked previously for this client, that data is getting saved and that data is getting pulled into this view. So if you're on the floor with a client, maybe they're feeling really good and they're curious, oh, like I want to be able to push a little bit further. What numbers do I normally do for this rep range? One click and you have that information available to you right there on the spot. So the second section down here is the notes section, which is really helpful for you as well if you're on the floor with the client. Here's a good example for why it might be useful. Let's say that you want to be able to keep track of an exercise cue that helps your specific client perform this exercise correctly. So here's an example of what that might look like. All right. So I wrote, client A has trouble remembering to keep their lower leg straight and lets their knees drift over their toes, which we know puts their client in a dangerous position if they're doing trap bar deadlift. Remind them before the exercise. So if I go back, you'll see the exercise history section, but you'll also see the notes section is updated. And now, every single time that I've programmed trap bar deadlift for this specific client, and I click on this and this information pops up, I have that information available. So it's super helpful for me on the floor. This is all the type of information that was kind of previously buried into spreadsheets or pen and paper, and that we can bring up and make super efficient for you to make you better at your job while you're working with your clients right there on the floor. Especially if you're doing back-to-back sessions with 5, 6, 7, 8 clients a day, that's really hard information to be able to retain. So we want to be able to take that load off of you so you can focus on doing what you do best. So I'm going to go ahead, complete that workout, and you'll see the full loop there is that this session has showed up as tracked. It says the completed by date. And then if you go out and you came back and you're working with the client again next week, you would just go into click the next session. So let's look at how this data kind of builds up over time. What's the outcome for you if you're a trainer working with your client? I'm going to skip over to another client profile that has a lot of really rich data for you to view. So now we're looking over the data visualization section, which was designed to help visualize all the exercise data that you're tracking on the floor with your clients so you can see it in one place to show here's what the progress over time. So the first thing that you're viewing, and I'll adjust the settings here, is total volume lifted for each day. So what I've done is I set a date range of 180 days, and then I've grouped it by weeks so you can kind of see how the volume has changed over time. As the volume goes up and down and up and down, this type of information is helpful for you to see, is the work capacity of my client increasing over time? Are we on a downtrend? Do we need to, does that match the client's goals? If we're building strength or hypertrophy, we want this probably to be building over time. In addition to that, I can add a chart and I'll search for a specific exercise. I'll go one of my favorites, trap bar deadlift, and I'll expand that. There we are. And you can see how you can see for this specific exercise the volume over time. And if I want to get even a little bit more extreme, just to do another example, I'm going to add another exercise in that same chart to view side by side, which is kind of fun. So you can see over the last 180 days, I've done split squat, probably a little bit more consistency. I guess I haven't had access to a trap bar other than the last 3 months. So you can kind of see that volume go up and down over time. Obviously, I'm killing it on the trap bar right now, just doing more and more every single month. So that's the volume portion. But if you see over on the right-hand side, you'll see that we have rep maxes over that date range as well. So when you select the date range and you display it, it's going to pull for each exercise what the best numbers that I did for each rep range. So number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 through 10, 12, 15, 20, which are helpful if you want to kind of see what numbers the client is doing in those like more hypertrophy rep ranges. Definitely not a fitness professional, but hopefully this information is helpful for you when you're programming and working with your clients. So that's kind of the full loop of working with your clients, from start to finish, to go through the programming, to completing the workout, and then visualizing the data over time. So once again, this whole thing is designed to make spreadsheets a thing of the past. We can get off the pen and paper, come back to the 21st century. So hopefully you enjoyed that walkthrough. So I'm going to go back over to our presentation here, give a little bit of a software breakdown if you want to get more on the technical side. So we're built with AWS. We have enterprise grade security and features that we're really proud of. We have a REST API that's available if you're looking for further customization built off of our platform, and we have a real-time event service. Over on the web app, we're built with React.js, fully responsive, and then for the mobiles, Android and iOS apps are available using React Native. To walk through the onboarding process, if you're signing up for StrengthPortal, here's going to be all the steps that we're going to go through together. So first, as I mentioned before, we're going to set up that Mindbody integration to pull in site IDs, user profiles, and trainer-client relationships. After that, we're going to focus on building the master exercise library. Then we're going to build those team library program and session templates. After that, then we'll get to the process of building and executing the rollout strategy of what it's going to look like for each trainer that comes on. Once we're ready, we're on the same page, we'll be able to invite the specific trainers to start working with their clients. So usually the overall timeline for this could take anywhere kind of from 2 to 4 weeks. It kind of more depends on your availability and your effort, and we're there to match it every step of the way. So that was the full presentation. Really appreciate you staying on to learn more about our company. Most importantly, we're looking forward to meeting you and hearing how we could possibly help your business with our software platform. So thank you so much. Looking forward to talking to you soon.